Disturbing news this evening out of Florida as a Tallahassee man faces domestic violence charges following allegations that he loudly farted whilst in bed, then forced his girlfriend's head beneath the covers while screaming, "You's going to the gas chamber, Grandma!" Well, if you wanted honesty, you've come to the wrong place. Cunnilingus and cum dumpstery. Yes, that is what we're at here.
Ooh, I love it.
It is not cola, it is a cock.
Coca-Cola.
Time to whip it out and start cooking.
The power of the mic compels you.
Much like cock, I need one. And at this point, you can smell the Caucasian through your speakers.
You're screaming at cream.
I think I missed half of the references, but I understood the point.
Dim-witted dunderfuck. This is the Disinformed podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
And we are thrilled to have you here because we have our second, yet nay, first dyed-in-the-wool official guest for this evening's episode. The Christian Stitcher, Miss Courtney.
Hey, friends.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. This is our first bit of estrogen on the podcast in a good long while. Sam technically does not count because she's got bigger balls than all of us. And so...
How is Michael left out of that count?
I take treatments for that.
Yeah,
He
we're
has
really
been
accepting around
gluing
here.
that shorn pubic hair back onto his face for months and months now. So I
It
want
almost
to
looks
dedicate
full.
the effort.
Yeah.
Crazy
And
glue
already-
flakes off, just by the way.
Already
hey,
we're...
I brought
yeah,
you
go
guys
for
a
it.
gift.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
So, to stay true to the name, because I think Christian Stitcher is funny for more reasons than one, because I cross-stitch as a hobby.
Yeah.
So, I made you guys a thing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Oh, my good God.
We will
Quab,
need
sorry.
to take a picture of that for
That is-
all the social medias. That's beautiful.
That is amazing. Have you shared that with your parents yet? I'm sure they're proud of that.
Yeah, that was the first place I sent it, actually.
Also, just since we're not doing the After Dark, which obviously you are more than welcome on this week, obviously. Can you describe what the cross stitch that you showed us is? Like what it says?
Yeah. So it says it's supposed to look like a movie billboard, like an old timey, like, you know, the marquee, and it says "The Cum Slingers," starring Timothy Lone Cactus, Kenton
Present.
Eldorado, and Robert Greer.
It
And-
only would have been better if you would have besmirched him and put peanut butter instead.
No.
I really thought about it, actually.
No. I was about to say I'm so happy that like you gave my actual name. But
Well,
then
the best part
well-
about it was, so I put guns on there as well, and Jonah, my husband, pointed out that the flowers kind of look like cum, and then I was really upset, but knew you would be happy, so that's where I'm at.
I mean, really, if we're being imaginative, the guns can be cocks, you know, if we want to just, you know, project
there's
a
a-
little bit more.
There's a Kiss song about that. It's called Love Gun.
There is.
You pull the trigger on my
I'm
love
very
gun.
glad that you are the one who admits to being a Kiss fan on this podcast, friend.
I am going to backtrack and say the only reason I know that is because of the movie Role Models, where
That's not saving you anything.
I'm not trying to save myself at all. Not one
Good.
bit.
Well,
Courtney's on the AHA train.
Uh-huh.
oh yes.
She splashed out. Sorry, I get excited. What were you saying, Shane?
Another one of those. We're just going to have to fight to pull John back into the reeds here. I have your participation trophy with me.
Yes.
It is in the form of two things. There is an audio file I will be sending you,
Oh,
which
no.
is only going to be available to individuals who have guessed it on this podcast, which the boys have just heard this week. Pre-screened. But we have the remix version of our hit single, Babies on the Rooftop, which you are now going to have just for your consumption. And then I made up some buttons that we were going to use for Fan Fusion that we were going to hand out for individuals who attended the programming we were going to do. And since those have gone the way of the dodo, you will be one of the very few people who will have that. And that will only be given to those who have completed the gambit of listening to this ridiculous little podcast.
Wow. exclusive merch and everything.
Indeed. Personalized even.
Yeah.
I have
Did you sign the petition yet, Courtney?
for Taco Bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck them
Good.
for
almost
taking the
feel-
potatoes off the menu. Do you know how upset I was?
Tell me.
I'm still upset.
Emotionally bereft, in
I
fact.
cry every time I drive past a Taco Bell now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
That's just me being triggered, but I have the same experience.
One of my favorite things about you, Courtney, is that you legitimately are one of the best cooks that I know. You and your husband are amazing. And when I met you and I learned, like, that's what you went to school for, and then I got to try some of your food and realized it wasn't all talk. The first time I saw you guys get drunk and then walk across the street and get an obscene amount of Taco Bell, I was like, but you appreciate good things and you're eating Taco Bell. Like, it's very, like, oxymoronic to me.
Well, John, some would say that's how we're friends with you, actually. Because we have taste, but then, we're friends with you.
But then you slum it down. You feel bad for the slow kid.
Sometimes it is really that any port in a storm principle that we've established, particularly with your shitter baiting practices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need the video then and there. I don't care that, she's not the greatest looking woman or man on the planet. I'm just going to barrel into this and finish up.
Yeah, by God.
Yes.
Also, my incognito mode is fixed. I don't know what happened. Maybe just speaking it fixed it, but...
You spoke it?
I willed it. I speaked it, Daddy.
You're trying to call it out of the air now? You pull it out of the ether?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it's gone. It doesn't at me anymore about pornography and depression, so I must be feeling better.
Okay, you officially morphed into Jason Mewes in real life. You're now screaming up at the sky, like, beautiful, naked, big-titted women just don't fall out of the sky, Pornhub.
Pair it
Okay,
with your Taco Bell. Yeah, that was nice dead air.
Yes. It's a good one.
That
Now
was
you
waiting-
get to experience. My jokes often die like this, and we still keep them in the episodes, which is really grand.
I refuse to cut content.
It's
You
one of the things I'm
really,
most
really
excited
do.
to hear is how much goes on that doesn't make the cut.
It's usually just a lot of dead air.
Yeah. Also,
The insensitivity is also often filtered.
speaking of lack of sensitivity, I'm going to go ahead and say, in case you are listening to this, Courtney, thank you for being in a quiet environment to record your episode where there is a lack of background noise. It would be a shame if there was dishes being done in the background.
Get 'em
Maybe your significant other, trying to proffer you for things while, you're trying to record a podcast. So thank you for this. And, I'm just glad, guys, that we're better prepared now, knowing what we need. So.
Well, we did want a co-host with a little bit of personality for once, and so...
That's why we
Yeah.
didn't invite Sam.
I'm just waiting for you guys to kick me out and replace me with someone with actual talent.
I want Shane to be able to, when he mutes you on Zoom, which he frequently does, for it to also mute your Audacity or like delete a chunk so like you're totally off of the episode for that section of time.
Ouch.
I mean, he's going to be presenting all of the episodes going forward, John, so I mean, we're going to have a lot
Oh,
of...
that's right, because we got like 5 more L. Ron Hubbard things, and then he's changing his mind halfway through, as he is wont to do.
Yeah,
and what
I guess I'll mention that really quickly. Instead of talking about the actual episode today, I looked at the numbers, and it doesn't appear that people are super interested in learning about L. Ron Hubbard, which is understandable. So I did some more number crunching, and I looked at the bigger popular episodes, and I'm gonna do more internet conspiracy / urban legends.
And then
because
I
those
pulled down my pants and I looked down and there was just a calculator down there. Turns out I haven't had a wiener this entire time.
And all I
It's an
do is I
abacus.
punch 5.
Thank you.
I just punch boobies in there and just look at it upside down. There you go.
8008.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fancy. I added a 5 there. I don't want 1. I want 2.
Courtney, are you interested in hearing about L. Ron Hubbard? You're a listener.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am.
You can just
No.
be brutally honest. Okay. That's fine.
So, apropos of this conversation, which is very funny. So, Michael, if you didn't know already that I was joking in the entire time that I said I was going to base any of my further conduct on the listenership of this podcast, because we would make no episodes. If anybody was actually, like, interested in what we had to say, then we would actually have listenership beyond Courtney.
Hey, don't diminish.
Yeah.
I have great taste. We already established that, so I don't know why we're not basing it solely off of my opinion.
Well, one, thank you for letting us be the Taco Bell of your podcast listening. And then speaking again of Taco Bell, Shane, you can't give away our numbers like that. They're going to catch on. We're starting a movement here. You need to double down and admit
satirical.
that we have, it's a satirical thing. Yeah,
There's 750,000 downloads every single week, and we know this to be true. I will show you the screen caps.
Yeah, and we actually had to send a message to our podcast host, like hosting network, because they were like, guys, there's too much traffic coming through your site. It's every time you drop an episode, it's hindering the site. Like, you're almost crashing it.
Podbean constantly.
Yeah, and
well
Stitcher can't even handle it. Stitcher hardly even hosts us now.
All the relevant podcasting platforms, they can just barely contain us. But what I was saying is, I was doing some research, and one of the topics I'm contemplating is the Cleveland torso murders.
What?
Is the point? Because yes, the what is going to happen. And as I'm writing this up, Melissa goes, "How's that going to be funny?" Which one is like,
she's been with you for a while, right?
I'm like, you've listened to the show. Like, it's kind of, we managed to make things which should not inherently be amusing, just through our sheer irreverence and our juvenile humor. We make it funny for at least the three of us, and that's all we really care about.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, Courtney, you have listened to everything now, right?
Yes.
Everything, and you watched all the After Dark and...
Those aren't on
They're not
Stitcher.
on Stitcher.
That doesn't qualify.
Fuck.
That was a statement that you had made to us before.
Reading for retention is not John's strong suit.
Yes.
We've learned this.
Remembering as well. Huh?
I learned this week that that you're absolutely correct, and I don't read half of the text that I get either. I've been asking people repeat questions like, "Oh, what's going on there?" Like, I text you that. No, you didn't. Like, yeah, check it out. And I'll go look back like 3 messages later. I'm really guilty with this with Becky because I'll be at work, and I'll get a push notification to my watch, and I'll see the most recent one. But if it's a string of messages, I think that I got them all. For example, I was working last night, and we had like normal, couple talking to each other, throughout the night over text. But I missed something pivotal, and it was a text that said, "I went
Your dad died."
Yeah, actually, brutally. He fell off a cliff, died on impact.
He was trying to fix that patio behind.
But on two important things. She texted me. She goes, "I went and I picked up your dog, and he had a dingleberry, and he got shit all over my arm. This is your dog." I missed that text. I wish I would have gotten that text. Like, seen it. It would have made my whole night. I'm cheating myself out of a genuine experience.
Yep.
Anyway,
thanks for the story.
Yeah. But Courtney, thank you for listening. But I think, do you agree with what Shane was saying? I do think it's we do a good job at just being jackasses to ourselves and making it entertaining to ourselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, you guys are all just bad people, so any topic can be laughable.
Very true.
Why are you trying to get validation here, John?
You've been friends with me for a really long time.
It's not even like you do a lot of episodes.
Why.
Is this because you did a bad episode today?
Did I do a bad episode?
We haven't even done the episode yet.
We haven't.
A bad topic. Sorry.
I was trying to Sigourney segue into being sincere and saying that this episode is on Thanksgiving week, and I was going to say something that I'm thankful for is that we've been doing this for a minute, and you guys, it's a lot of fun just to talk shit with you guys every week. And I was thankful that we also have Courtney on this week. So, boom, roasted. Fuck you, Michael.
Yeah. Michael thinks that sentiment is something that he studied in geology. So I'm afraid it's somewhat lost on him. But I appreciate it, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's my favorite type of rock.
Thank you for explaining the joke, Dad. I was
Oh my god.
waiting with bated breath to see whether you were picking up what I was putting down.
Look at me just spilling all this spaghetti all over the place. I don't even know what I'm doing
So
anymore.
would you rather say the topic? Oh, go ahead.
Who are uninitiated to this inglorious little podcast, what we typically do here is make juvenile humor, back in vogue. Michael suffers from insomnia, and then we will explain a random esoteric topic to one another, and in the course of laying out the facts about said topic, we will intersperse, nay, leaven in the occasional lie in order to try to keep us engaged and, make this completely unentertaining, if possible. And so that is our standard operating procedure here. And so brace for the lies, because we will yell at them. We will call them out and name them interloper or posse.
Interloper.
And we hope that you all enjoy it. So, what are we talking about this week, my friend John?
Oh boy. We're talking about ThanksKilling in honor of Thanksgiving being this Thursday? Or as Asher would say, Christians murdering Indians.
Yes.
ThanksKilling is near and dear to my heart because I forgot how absolutely terrible it was. I knew it was bad,
possible,
but I would go out and say it's probably the worst movie I have ever seen.
High praise.
And you motivated me with your deathbed episode to seek it out again. Michael?
I appreciate that. I do.
Michael, you look like you had something stuck in between.
When you said the worst movie, I immediately thought of my favorite worst movie, actually either or, so I might actually do an episode on either of them, The Room or Birdemic, in the near future.
I think Birdemic would be fun.
I thought you were going to ask us if we watched Mad Men again.
No, that's a season 1 thing. I haven't asked that since then.
I've
thrown all of my old,
2000 and late.
Yeah, exactly.
2000 and late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so
Okay.
2008. Wait, shoot.
Have any of you guys seen ThanksKilling except for me?
No.
No, I've
This
wanted
is gonna
to, but
be
I have
fun. Okay, so it is available on Amazon Prime. If you have a lack of self-respect and interest in seeing what's going to happen, but I feel like after we talk about it, it's
Michael just killed his microphone?
My mic just slid off of my table. I have no idea how that happened. Continue,
keep
John.
it in. You can't edit this out.
I understand this.
I had to play it off of Frankenstein's fat foot, so you have to fucking
Leave me
keep
alone.
your irresponsibility on air.
I understand this.
Nuts, bolts, and the occasional jolt. That's the Frankenstein story. Michael,
Do you want me to wait for you to be prepared?
No, go. I'm done.
Ew.
You sure?
You're done.
You're done.
I take 2 seconds. It's very
It
it's a
is known.
source of disappointment.
You did have to
That's
screw
like
it
the
in.
title
You
of
saw it happen.
your biography. Well, there are 2 lies, mainly because this is so ridiculous. I didn't want us to get too slap happy.
All right.
Bullshit.
I'm disappointed.
I'm
Yeah,
good at doing that.
Did you even
It's
ask her if she wanted a slap happy episode or not?
I did
might
not
wanna
ask
Like,
her.
I feel like you're not being very considerate toward our guest.
You've met
She's
me.
been listening to this podcast for the entirety of its run. She's used to being disappointed.
And being
Touche.
inconsiderate behavior. Yeah. Well, without further ado or trauma, ThanksKilling was released in 2008. It's an American slasher film written and directed by Jordan Downey. It had a modest budget of $112,248.
Bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Yeah,
Look
they
at
never,
her.
they never do specifics for
Um,
for
Michael,
cost.
you've just been replaced.
I know that John can't count that high, so there's just no way.
It's true. I can only count to 4, and sometimes not even that. No, so the actual budget, which was specified, was $3,500.
That's
However,
terrifying.
it was followed up by a 2013 sequel called ThanksKilling 3, and that budget was $112,248.
I'm gonna the easy one. Bullshit is
No, because the sequel was funded through Kickstarter.
Why is it ThanksKilling
3. That was the bull.
Exactly.
Okay.
You guys are gonna have fun.
And I'm gonna win.
You are gonna win. You there's only one more lie.
I was going to say, in case we didn't clarify, the points mean nothing and no one ever wins because we're on this podcast.
But congratulations, Courtney.
You're better than the both of us.
It is, again, perhaps one of the worst movies that I've ever seen, to the point where, like My Immortal, it might just be intentional. It is classified as a comedy / horror, but still, even for that, it doesn't make up for it. It's fucking god awful. My sister Kristen will literally watch anything, no matter how bad it is. I have chastised her and made fun of her endlessly for the past 10 years about this. Kristen, if you're listening, I challenge you to watch this movie and tell me that you liked it. I'll follow up on that next week, hopefully.
All right. You just explained the reason that she's present for so many of our shows, though.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, now, after we're done, I'll send you guys or show you, or in the show notes, we'll link you to the poster for the movie. And the poster brags, warning, boobs in the first second. And that is indeed how the movie opens. It cold opens to just a close-up of one titty. Just a singular titty. Just hanging out.
Okay.
Just one?
Just one. But then
That's
it pans out, and it's just two big old honkers. And it's the first...
you can only get one in your mouth. You don't need the second.
So what you're saying is that maybe they
Not
are
with that
genius
attitude.
directors. They're trying to show you what you can have at once and then pull out to the whole picture.
Like babies, we experience the world through our mouths.
Well, the movie starts at the first Thanksgiving in 1621.
With breasts.
Wait, shouldn't you describe what boobs are for Michael? I don't know if he's ever seen them.
Well, you
I've
see,
heard
Michael, they feel
legends
like
of these.
they feel like bags of sand.
Oh.
I don't like dark meat as well, so I'm glad we're starting with the breast.
Bags of sand?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Swim into
What
that
kind of
fancy land,
boobs have
Michael.
you handled?
Wait,
Sandbags.
boobs don't feel like bags of sand?
I mean, depending on whether or not they're in their 80s.
Please tell your wife to see a doctor.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
That's not a good sign.
I almost said something really mean and I stopped, so.
Aw.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah,
So,
you're welcome.
First
Not about
Thanksgiving.
Becky.
Yeah. Thank you.
His ego
She's,
can only handle so much.
So now that we've talked about the topless pilgrim ad nauseum, she is slain with a tomahawk wielded by an evil demonic turkey, which quips as she is being beaten, or, slashed to death, "Nice tits, bitch."
Okay.
Nice. That's good.
Following...
So this is the Aqua Teen Hunger Force meets Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
I'm more excited to present this to Shane than to either of you. Not to be offensive, but there's some really nice homages to popular horror movies in this than there should be. And Shane immediately, I don't even... If it was just Shane and I talking, I wouldn't even write in the notes like, this is obviously a to X movie. I would just be like, Shane, you get that, right? And anyway, I'll stop sucking his dick. Following the topless murder
Hold
of
on.
the pilgrim...
I do have one question for context. I know,
Yes.
I'm disappointing. Is it a CGI turkey or is it like a doll turkey or something like that?
You are jumping a little bit ahead, but yes, it is a crude puppet.
Okay. I just wanted the context of the puppet saying,
It's like one of
nice
those,
tits.
it's like the shitty hand puppets that you
Crank
can like...
Yankers.
Better quality than that. I'm trying to think what it...
Oh, well.
You guys ever have like one of the like the dinosaur, like the T-Rex, like it? Fuck.
The, like rubber ones?
Yeah. It's like a rubber hand puppet almost.
Oh, the
Oh,
Jurassic
okay.
Dork, I believe that was marketed.
Mhm.
It's,
Yep.
Any number of places for a fleshlight.
So the title card, the title card or title sequence happens after this, and it looks like what they were trying to do was the intro sequence for Spider-Man. The Sam Raimi one where it's like all the webs, like it was when like After Effects was really popular.
Okay.
So it looks like that's what they were aiming for, but instead what it comes off as is like the first time in your computer classes in high school when they let you do whatever you want. Like they test what you know, but you don't know much. And it made me laugh endlessly. There's also like a cheesy metal song that plays behind it, like a hard butt rock song.
You and the butt rock.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's your, the automatically installed screensaver that came with Windows 7. Basically is just streaming across the screen.
Basically.
All right.
Now, after the title sequence and centuries later, 5 college students, Good Girl Kristen, the Jock Johnny, Ditzy Alley, Redneck Billy, and the nerd, Darren, head home to Kralberg, formerly Crawberg, for Thanksgiving with their families. The movie treats Thanksgiving kind of like spring break. So like it opens up and there is their high school and they're jumping out, from the doors like in It, chapter 1 where they're ready for, for break or summer break.
Liberation is not.
And all they're doing is talking spring break-esque like, oh, Thanksgiving break, it's time to get fucked up. We're going to go party and get fucking wasted. And Johnny has like puka shells. That's how you know like he's the hero.
You know what's funny? I actually started listening back through episodes, and the last one that I closed with yesterday evening was the pickup artist.
Okay.
So is Mystery cast as Johnny here? Is that what we're saying?
Basically, he looks, they're all typecast, like hard, like typewritten roles. Anyway.
Cabin in the Woods style, like very on the nose. All right.
Which is kind of what I was getting at. Like, not Hemsworth, but the lead character kind of looks like Chris Evans when he's satirically cast as the jock in Not Another Teen Movie.
Okay.
Just if anybody knows that one. But, so they're outside and they're talking about getting fucked up. And the ditzy girl, they play her off as the sluttiest girl and the, just most unintelligent. Like, it's offensive, like, how crude they wrote her character. But she's being like ambivalent or whatever, and the other girl, Kristen, she goes, it's called Thanksgiving, not Titsgiving, for a reason. And this is all outside. Like,
I'm putting that
this
on
is
a
all
cross
within the
stitch.
first 2 minutes. What's that?
I'm putting that on a cross stitch immediately.
It's called Thanksgiving, not Titsgiving. Yeah. Also the same
Clerks style, sort of like grease paint on a sheet that just says Titsgiving, and put that on my garage to celebrate this year.
Yeah. Also, not shortly after, they're in the car driving, and Kristen, so the good girl to the dits, Allie, says, and I quote, "Your legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case."
Oof.
Bruh.
Whoa.
It's bad.
Just
However, the
like,
redneck's actually pretty well cast, and like his dialogue's a little better, but the nerd is written to be like a super crusty dude, just the worst. Like he tags along into the car, and all he's talking about is like how he's finally going to have sex on this trip, and he's finally. It's not just going to be him alone anymore. He's going to be
physics.
Quote he. I love you so much. I said, he will be the one doing the sexing is an actual quote. And then I do, stern point of fact, after that sentence in my notes have actually kind of sounds like Michael.
Ouch. Wow.
You fuck nerd.
Oh my god.
Michael, if it makes you feel better, I'm the redneck in this story, so it'll be perfect.
Shit.
My mullet is on my shoulders. Keep the pits trimmed, so it's business on the side.
I love this. Now, during the car ride, again, they're all talking about getting fucked up. Kristen has to call her father, who's the local sheriff.
Ooh.
So she calls him saying, hey, we're on our way, we'll be there, whatever. And teenage hijinks ensues. They're like, hey, pass me a cold one. And he's in the background. He's like, they say tossed you one. Tossing's illegal. Don't you know tossing's illegal? It's stupid. The car overheats, forcing the quintet.
Tossing's illegal?
That's what he says.
Is that what the youths are doing nowadays?
The kid says, the hick in the background says, hey, toss me a beer. And the sheriff overhears on the phone. He said, did he say toss? You know tossing's illegal. You can't toss and drive. Like something stupid like that. He doesn't acknowledge.
Okay.
It's
you
almost
got me to call bullshit, Mr. Watkins.
Yeah. That's not even in my notes. I'm just riffing on that.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
So the car overheats, forcing the quintet to camp out for the night. As they're setting up, Darren, the nerd, tells the settler era folk. Am I Michael today? The settler era folk tale of Feathercloud, a Native American shaman who was dishonored by the hedonistic pilgrim Chuck Langston, one of Billy's. That's not Frank.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
We always have to
special
scream at
guest
the animals. It's important. Oh shit! It's about to get wicked.
Headphones are off. No, don't do that.
I know.
Well, see, this will be funny. She'll hear this when she actually hears the thing published.
I know what hashtag Jonah's dinner is going to be tomorrow. Hot dog, motherfucker.
I thought it was semen.
Am I coming over?
I would come all over Jonah if that makes you feel any better.
He's got the prettiest teeth I've ever come across. I've said that several times.
Shh. She's
beautiful
back.
Man.
I like how she let out a rebellious bark the moment your ass hit the seat.
Fucking dogs. See, this is why I have cats, is that, the open hostility is, less, but then they will still try to kill you in your sleep.
They only scream when you make them scream, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
Sounds about right.
Winry, can we proceed? Well, let's take that from one.
Let's not.
Darren tells the settler-era folktale of Feathercloud, a Native American shaman who was dishonored by hedonistic pilgrim Chuck Langston, one of Billy, the redneck's, ancestors. The outraged Feathercloud uses necromancy to create Turkey, who is said to appear every 505 years to slaughter all Caucasians he encounters.
God
That's
bless him.
oddly specific.
That's what I thought too. Now, before like in the actual order, before that story's told, there goes a cold shot over to a hermit and his dog, and the dog runs through the woods, like gets away from his owner, and pees on what looks like an Indian burial mound. The turkey's reanimated and kills the dog while letting off the classic line, "Oh, you pissed me off." Also, he says to the hermit later, "I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce, meanie."
Okay.
Yep. The hermit finds his dog's remains and swears revenge. I noted here, because Michael got ahead of me, that we should pause and note that the turkey is just a crude step above a hand puppet.
Sorry, I got excited. It never happens, I swear.
Now, they're all sitting around the campfire when the nerd was telling them about the origin of Turkey. And the jock is pretending not to be scared, but since everything is shittily acted in this movie and shittily written, he is, like, shaking a little bit and being like, who would be scared of that story? Like, no one would be scared of that. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not scared. I'm just saying, like, it would be, like, so stupid if someone was scared of that."
I'm not scared of a fucking butterball.
Yeah, I'll kill it. Yeah, because I'm tough. Yeah, yeah.
So during the evening, Kristen is in the woods. She's like calling her dad to let her know that they broke down, and she runs into the turkey and narrowly escapes. She's sitting in the woods and she's getting like spooked out because she's hearing noises around her, and she goes, "There's no such thing as a killer turkey. There's no such thing as a killer turkey. There's no such thing." And then the turkey interrupts. "As a killer turkey?" No, the turkey actually talks. That would have been funny, though.
That would be actually kind of funny if it didn't make any actual, like, it didn't speak English. It just gobbled the whole time.
Yeah. Actually, that would have made the movie a lot more enjoyable for me.
What does it say? I didn't hear over the gobbling.
So Kristen gets back to camp, tells everyone about her run, and they laugh her off.
John.
What did
he asked what the turkey actually said because I covered up the dialogue there.
I know you don't listen to me, but at least you could pretend to listen to me a little bit better.
Courtney, were you saying something?
Nope.
Oh,
I can't even ask her to relay it. No,
no, the turkey interjects and finishes Kristen's sentence by saying, "There's no such thing as a killer turkey," and then chases her. I think the turkey's leg gets caught in like a like mound of grass or something. Like, just, it's stupid. Like, it trips over a log and she gets away. So she gets back to camp and she's telling everybody that she ran into this killer turkey, and they don't believe her and they're making fun of her. And then out of frame, a very obviously fake bunny gets thrown from the edge of the woods and lands precisely into the campfire, which appears, after the nerd is investigating, it has been pecked to death. And he goes further on to say, "Looks like it's been pecked to death, but not like, this is definitely from a turkey beak."
Okay, Mr. Hunter there.
And now whatever.
You also have to like pull it out of the fire first.
Oh, they're just looking into the fire that the bunny is in.
Better. Okay.
Yeah, they don't take it out at all.
They don't even pull it out to eat it?
They just leave it in there.
What a waste.
Succotash.
And after what seems like... I think like in frame, each of them has like maybe like 3 swigs of a beer, like tops, and all of them are like, I'm wasted. And the Billy has no tent to sleep in. He tries to get the promiscuous girl to invite him into her tent, but she says there is no way. So he ends up sleeping on like near the campfire. And the next shot, oh no, is it gone?
Gasp.
Did Google delete my document?
The Google Doc deleted again?
Oh, no. This is so season 1.
Oh, no. Here we go. It's the last sentence. He wakes the following morning to find poop on his chest and the hermit standing over him being like, I saved your life last night. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, the turkey almost got you. He took a shit on your chest and he was about to finish the job, but I came and scared him off.
Okay, when you said shit, I was thinking...
No way.
Yeah.
That is true.
Bullshit.
It is true.
Okay, when you originally said shit, I thought like human shit, and I thought
No, like
you woke
turkey
up
droppings.
to see the hermit just like shitting on it.
No, the turkey droppings.
This isn't
Okay.
Jackass. Okay.
Now, the next...
Who knows?
Like, during this...
John, I didn't know you like co-starred
I know,
in this
there's
movie
just so much shit.
as the
I
hermit.
think
Oh,
we've
that too.
discovered why it has got such a near and dear place in his heart.
It
Yeah.
awoken feelings in him that he'd never thought he'd felt before.
Indeed.
Wait.
Good try.
Yeah, there was an attempt, for sure. R/.
Swing and a miss.
So it cuts to the turkey during this new day, and the turkey flags down a vehicle. It's hitchhiking, and when he's getting into the vehicle, the driver
Flashed
is
a little thigh.
Yep, the driver sexually propositions the turkey,
Why wouldn't you?
and the
I'm
turkey,
gonna baste you to death, motherfucker.
the turkey's like basically like showing him like, oh, do you want to see my butthole or like something, like, and turns and
Sure,
shows the driver, and the driver's about to get some poultry action, and then the turkey brandishes from out of nowhere a shotgun, and after making the driver call his daughter and say that he'll be home soon, blasts his head off mid-sentence
Okay.
with the world's worst CGI.
All he wanted to do was just test the meat thermometer. Why you gotta punish a guy for a kink?
Don't kink shame.
Can we go ahead and admit real quick that Deathbed is a better movie already?
Yes, without question.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
I mean, it's 2020. We eat turkey now.
By
We
nightfall,
don't eat beds. That's a good point. We eat turkey.
Turkleys, drink.
We eat Turkish folk, yes. It's a Turkish delight.
Ain't nobody's business but the Turks. But no,
It's the Ottoman Empire. Thank you. All right.
See, I know some music references.
Yes,
okay?
you were
I'm
in
cool.
a Turkish prison. I remember.
I am so lost, but I'm glad that you guys found each other.
I'm putting that in my conspiracy theory.
By nightfall,
Michael, like Bane before him, was raised in a Turkish prison.
I couldn't. I was gonna try and do a Bane impression. I quit. I quit before. You'll thank me later.
Courtney, are
John,
you
now
the
you know
person
how Michael
here?
feels.
Are you the person that's here to kill Michael since God forgot to?
Oh yes. Mainly because I was sent by QAnon, because Michael is clearly a part of the Taliban and knows Putin because he actively pronounces those names wrong in all.
Oh,
the
you are a
episodes.
sleeper agent.
And so I'm building this conspiracy theory against.
Wait, I
Michael.
pronounced Putin's name wrong?
Oh, you absolutely did.
Oh shit!
Get him, Daddy.
Reveal
Whoops.
time. Are you Karen?
Gasp!
Have you been commenting on our YouTube videos?
No, I
Just
didn't use
Stitcher.
it.
We've covered this
It's
like
too
16 times.
Yeah, or else she would have watched the Disinformed After Dark episodes.
We already established she has taste.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
verifying it.
Post it on my Twitter later. Okay, move on.
By nightfall, the students reach their respective homes, their families' homes. The John Benet Ramsey joke is told a second time.
Oh, good.
Why?
Bring it back.
As the promiscuous girl's going into her house. They throw your legs are harder to close than the John Benet Ramsey case.
Okay,
Again.
just in case it did a flyby on the first pass.
They're trying the joke again just to make sure that it landed and that people knew it was clever.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
That is not bullshit. In fact,
Oh.
I watched, as I often do, this movie in 2 parts, even though, and I forgot to add, the runtime of this movie is 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. That's not that
Measurable.
But I watched 30 minutes at a time for sanity and for, I have poor time management skills.
Don't blame you.
Johnny gets to his house and he attempts to reconnect with his estranged father. And the turkey attacks while that's happening. Now,
Wait, I thought the car was still broken down. They spent the night and all of a sudden the car's fixed and
I'm really glad that you brought that up because the engine overheated, so they were just going to camp overnight so that the engine would cool back down so that the car would start in the morning, and it did.
Reasonable.
That's not bullshit. That ain't no bull.
No shock. For the quality of the writing that has already been on display.
Yeah, that's fair. They didn't want to
credulity.
strand them. Yeah, that makes sense.
I
done my engine done over here. I had to stop over and pull over the road for a night, man. Tell you what.
I'll tell you what. I'm really glad this is landing and that you guys are running with this. Because as I was writing the script out, I was like, I don't really even need to elaborate on a lot of this stuff because it just is too much.
I also like that in both of the films that we have now depicted, there is a car breaking down that is pivotal in the plot points that we have to get into. So
yeah,
this is a big trope. We've known this for most of the, horror shtick, but still, it's just everybody's car. It's just breaking down at random.
Yeah. My car is a piece of shit.
Garbage people, yeah.
The reason Johnny's estranged with his father, like the reason their relationship is complicated.
His uncle touched him?
Even worse, he's second string on the football team. So his dad doesn't want to talk to him, like actively is avoiding eye contact and won't look at him. So they're on the patio because he follows his dad out because his dad's having like a cigar or something. And he goes, actually, Dad, I forgot to tell you, I'm first string now. I'm starting. And his dad immediately pops to life and is like, that's great, son. I knew that you'd be great one day. And
you JV jock sniffer.
And let's
How
just
can you
fast
say
forward.
that this is a bad movie? This is character development. This is like conflict. This is a central, important arc to this development of this character. This was so well written. Second
Courtney,
string.
did you say something?
Yeah, that comment from Michael reminds me that he's never seen a movie before, so he wouldn't understand plot.
Thank you, Courtney.
development.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna slide away from the mic.
But the worst part is that I've seen less movies than Michael.
But yeah, you still
I doubt
understand
that.
things and references. Fast forward, Johnny's parents get killed, but Johnny miraculously escapes, and he rejoins his friends with the exception of Allie. And after lamenting his parents' death for about, 3 seconds, he's no more pumpkin pie, no more cranberry sauce, just turkey. He gets over his parents' death real quick after he utters those lines. In fact,
you can still get both of those things. You can buy them at the store. I mean, it won't
I think he means
tender
like
love
his
and care.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this gets to probably the most dated part of the movie, and in more ways than explainable, the most problematic.
So I'll get the joke. Okay.
Yep. So it goes
That was
over.
the whole setup.
It goes over to Allie because she's the only one not connected with the group at this point. Back to Allie's parents' house, and Allie has brought a boy, Greg, over, and she's leading him down the hall, and she's like, "Let's go have sex in my old bedroom." And he goes, "Your parents are just down the hall," and she goes, "Oh, it's okay. My parents are cool with us having sex in my room."
It's an Allie McNeil. It's fine.
Did she say it like that with that inflection?
She actually kind of talks like this. It's okay. My parents are really cool with us having sex in my room.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Now I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it now in my mind's eye.
So the turkey walks in on the lovers and a la Gone Girl slits Greg's throat while he's has her bent over. And then, because she doesn't know this is happening because it's doggy style, the turkey takes Greg's place. It's so bad. The turkey takes Greg's place and snaps her neck when she realizes that something's different. In my notes, only took 31 minutes for turkey rape to happen.
Well,
in this terrible movie.
Wishbone.
Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you found some new material, John. It sounded like you might have been running low, and I know that this is probably right in that zone for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Turkey jerky, yes.
Turkey jerky.
I'll admit, when you said Wishbone, the first thing I thought was who's that dog? It's Wishbone. And yeah.
Hey, listen, we all love PBS. They paid my bills for a good, 2 years. And
Factual.
I appreciate that. Yes. So I agree. Wishbone's marvelous.
After Turkey kills Allie, so during that whole sequence after the act,
does he finish?
He says, "You just got stuffed."
Wait, is the third one about her having turkey babies?
She's dead, but I mean, necromancing turkey babies probably could be a thing.
I think that would be a great movie.
Story waiting to happen.
Yeah.
When we wrap this up, while we're on air, I will Google ThanksKilling 3 because I'm fairly certain that they take it to space.
All right.
Just like Jason X.
And Leprechaun, I think 5.
Hellraiser 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, after finding Allie's remains, the students decide to go to Kristen's house to see if her father has any books about Turkey in his library, because they realize that it's around midnight and all the libraries would be closed that time of night, but her dad has a lot of books, so certainly there has to be a book in his collection that
This
will...
is 2003?
He's a sheriff, and
2008?
Okay, so the internet is still accessible.
Oh, very much so. While they're going into Kristen's house for the third and final time, the John Benet Ramsey joke is made. And that is...
The John Benet Ramsey
that is not bullshit. They make this joke 3 times in the movie.
What you're saying is that joke lived longer than she did. Holy fuck.
Yeah. I can't think of
Who said I can't make murder funny, motherfuckers?
Yeah, get that, Melissa.
Melissa's sitting right now just like, we're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
That joke is very indicative of this podcast. It wasn't funny the first time, but you just never
That
stopped.
sounds like me.
This podcast is harder to close than the John Benet Ramsey case.
And it's as sensitive.
So, the sheriff is painfully acted, but strangely, in my opinion, is the best part of the movie because he acts into the part. Like, he knows this is very bad, and you can tell by how he acts that he's overacting on purpose instead of just trying to act it straightforward. He's like, no, this is fucking ridiculous. When he gets introduced way earlier on in the movie, he's having breakfast with his wife, and he's taking a sip of his coffee, and he snaps to his wife like, "What did you do? Shit in the coffee pot?" And she replies, "Yes, I want a divorce." And then she stomps out, and that's the only time you see her in the movie. Anywho, I just needed to share that because that did make me laugh a good bit.
It'd be funny if that was...
kills her.
Say again?
No, you never see her again.
You never see her again.
It'd be funny
She's
if that
out of
was
frame.
actually like not even part of the movie. They were just filming on accident or something like that, like off to
Or like
the side.
improving.
Yeah, and they actually like got a divorce. Like he's actually single now.
Filming on accident.
I don't know.
The
Michael Clark story.
Yep, there we go.
That's his
It is.
OnlyFans, actually? You could look it up.
Turkey beats them
Whoops,
there.
I left this filming.
I love it.
And he does it from that nasty angle where all you can see are 2 balls in a butthole and like hardly any of the action.
You make a small
why?
out of this.
And it's all while he's making pizza. I don't understand. There's ingredients everywhere.
Here's the
Who
big
ordered
sausage
cheese
pizza.
Fuck me, pizza man.
Fucking yourself, coward. You haven't fucked him hard enough.
No tip for you.
The turkey
That's all I
beats
have.
the students to the sheriff's house. Sorry, I'm just gonna barrel that in so that we can get back on topic here.
Yes.
The turkey.
Well, most monsters always manage to manifest in front of you.
Indeed, yeah.
It's a rule.
As I leave that window
matter
open
how fast
again,
you run. Jason
Um,
gets there first.
So the turkey arrives at Kristen's parents' house to find the sheriff, her dad, dressed up as a turkey. because there is a turkey pageant and there's a costume contest at the turkey pageant, and the sheriff is going as a turkey. The turkey tricks the sheriff by showing up at the front door in like Groucho glasses. And they have a beautiful scene sitting across from each other at a dinner table, awkwardly waiting for Kristen to show up with her friends while trying not to give up anything. And the sheriff thinks that he is their words, a midget. And they start talking about like rights and how he thinks they should have more rights. And it's really bad. And the turkey is like, if he says one more thing, I'm gonna kill him. And of course, the sheriff says like 3 more things, but what sets Turkey to kill the sheriff is the sheriff's like, "Oh, you're a strange little duck," and he doesn't want to be. He won't be acknowledged as he doesn't identify as a duck, so he kills the sheriff for being ignorant. Kristen and her friends are
tell me that's bullshit.
That it's not bullshit.
Oh.
We've passed the lie.
Okay, good. I'll just stop trying. Get another drink in me.
Kristen and her friends arrived and are allowed in by Turkey, who has donned the sheriff's severed face as a disguise. Shane, what does that evoke?
I have no idea.
Leatherface much? It looks like Leatherface.
Oh, it's not a Silence of the Lambs reference?
No. This one's definitely Leatherface because it's like cross-stitched
all right.
on the
At least
face
he's
there.
not holding up a full body in front of him that then gets dropped later.
I was
Keep in
expecting
mind-
him to be wearing the skin suit.
Keep in mind again,
Even if it's like half his height.
this is a puppet.
So?
This is a fucking hand puppet with this face on that is appropriate for the hand puppet. It's not like a normal human-sized face. They made it to put on the hand puppet.
The face. Oh, got it.
And the kids, the plot is that they play along. They don't know that it's not the sheriff and it's not her dad. They literally bend down to fucking eye level to answer questions that the sheriff Turkey has.
Okay, so you're telling me that Triumph, the insult comic dog, is recast as a turkey for this film?
Actually, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Now I got
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm with you.
They have a montage in the library, like in her father's study or whatever, like trying to find a book, where they insinuate that the hick doesn't know how to read, but then the nerd starts teaching him how to read, and turns out it was just 5 minutes worth of time. They finally find the book about how to kill the turkey, and it mentions he can be killed if his magic talisman is removed, although it's going to be hidden in his plumage. The rest of the passage, though, on how to destroy him is written in code. Billy, the hick, stumbles onto Turkey disposing of the sheriff's body, dragging him out of the kitchen faceless, and while he and the others succeed in getting the talisman, Turkey gets away. Kristen really takes her dad's deaths in stride, and it's over pretty quick, just like the jock. She remarks to the jock, "Life is not like a playbook." And for the next 25 minutes, which is the rest of the movie, I didn't write any more down, but there are probably at least 12 to 15 more football puns. Billy storms off, while Darren cracks the code in the book, discovering that Turkey must be burned at the stake after a demonic prayer is said backwards. They also read in the book, if the
He makes delicious sandwiches afterwards.
True.
So it's a demonic prayer that's said backwards. It's not a normal prayer that... Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, two wrongs make a right, I guess.
For sure.
Okay.
Double negatives, yes.
Okay.
If the turkey is not in his teepee, he's killing one of your friends.
Words to live
There
by,
you go.
Truly.
That's advice that I can take to heart.
Outside,
Right there.
Turkey magically enters Billy's body and shoots his way out. Chest burst scene. There is a chest burst scene where he pops out of the Hicks chest.
Granted, he is a vengeful spirit. So I guess he doesn't have to be, like material of
After
sorts.
shooting out of his chest, the turkey turns his face up to look at Billy directly in the eyes and says the iconic line, "Gobble, gobble, motherfucker." And then after popping out of his body, says, "Now that's what I call foul play."
The gobble gobble motherfucker, that's a classic, like, mwah, that's tasty. But then, like, he had to kind of sully it with that, like, low-level pun.
Listen, some of us
didn't sell me.
champion low-level puns on this podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
That was very fair. How you feeling, Shane? Courtney, your mind's breaking.
I got that Krispy Kreme look. I'm a little glazed over, but I'm still with you.
Winry is quiet, which must mean she's dead.
Oh my gosh. We can only hope.
Jonah waits on bated breath.
Give me the sweet release of death.
But what I do know is if I have to see Michael do another chef's kiss, I'm just going to log off. So.
Ouch. I was complimenting the writing. Yeah, I mean,
she stands
you
by her
gotta give
statement.
the compliments where it's due. It was a good line. I don't know. I just didn't know how to express myself other than that chef's kiss. I'm sorry.
Billy dies in Darren's arms. So they run out and they find Billy bleeding out with his guts in his own hands. And Darren, the nerd, is holding him, saying, "It's not bad. It's not even that bad. You're going to be fine." Meanwhile, again, the guts are just out of his body. It then cuts to a song. A flashback song of all the good times that Billy and Darren have ever had together as friends. And it sounds like a Simpleton wrote a Mighty Boosh song.
Oh, good.
It's a lot.
Are you gonna sing it?
But maybe since we will never be monetized, I can fast forward to that song on the After Dark. Just so that...
the After Dark, we are still going to have to watch The Emergence of the Gobbledygooker, if you don't recall.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, we'll do that. Darren, Kristen, and Johnny track Turkey to his teepee and say the prayer, but as they prepare to burn him, he runs outside and is shot in the head by Oscar the Hermit, the guy whose dog got killed by the turkey. Oscar leaves, and the others go to Kristen's house, unaware that the dumpster Turkey was blasted into contains radioactive waste, which reanimates him. Believing that Turkey is dead, the surviving teens go back to Kristen's house. While Johnny and Kristen admit their feelings for each other, Darren awkwardly goes to the kitchen to get a snack. There, Turkey rips Darren's tongue and heart out and stabs Johnny with an electric knife, so a carver,
Oh.
Chris...
That makes sense because it is a Thanksgiving-themed thing. Like, I feel like they should have killed them in more Thanksgiving-esque ways.
You mean getting stuffed doesn't count?
Well, that didn't kill her. The neck snap did.
So you're saying they should have given him pox-riddled blankets?
Yes, of course.
Historically accurate.
So in a few months, we'll come back around just to
For
see.
sure.
All right, Turkey's revenge.
Kristen slaps the turkey and runs away, and there's like a shack near the woods behind that house. So she goes in the shack.
In the shower?
Yep. Callback. Turkey chases her, but Kristen magically finds something to set the turkey on fire. Oh, it's with an aerosol flamethrower, the old method. And while he burns to death, Johnny dies from the electric carver stab. Kristen grabs a pipe and knocks the turkey into a pile of wood. Oscar the Hermit shows back up and congratulates her as she eats one of the turkey's legs that have been cooked in the fire. And it's breaded, it's fried, breaded and fried, like it's like a drumstick.
It's been prepared.
Nice.
Her quips as she's killing the turkey is "roast in hell, asshole," and "peck on someone your own size."
It's the second one, a decent one for the first.
And here is how the movie ends.
Pan out, fade out.
I wish. The following day, a family is gathered around a Thanksgiving dinner with a turkey in the middle. The cooked turkey comes to life, and in Turkey's voice yells, "Do I smell sequel, biatch?" And then it ends.
Nice. Okay.
And that is ThanksKilling.
It's good open to the cinematic, holiday-themed universe. I like it.
Courtney caught the budget lie, which is the only authentic lie that I had. The other lie that I had, I breezed quickly over. And it's kind of a shitty one to have in there. But
do we have stabs?
No. You can take a stab, yeah,
We're not allowed. No. I don't know why
Shane, do you have a stab? Courtney, do you have another stab?
I don't remember you mentioning the Hermit's dog earlier on.
He did.
Why.
Because he had to add it in which was kind of suspect because like they got out of school, then their car broke down and they were spending the night, and he's like, oh, by the way, while that was happening, the dog
Earlier
left,
on.
and then
The dog peed on the Indian burial ground that
And
Turkey
that
was
pissed me
buried in.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say the two things that
Okay.
stood out were either the dog pee joke was fake, or that the town's name was changed by adding a single letter was bullshit.
No, those would have been really good lies, though.
Okay, all right.
Mine is that I slipped in that the rednecks part was really well acted and wrote. And then I tried to be a little more
Okay.
on the nose and soon after said that everything was terribly acted. But I don't feel good about that lie, but I couldn't have two in
Nor
there. I
should
couldn't have
you.
one.
Yeah, because I don't
Um,
recall you saying that at all. The only
Yeah,
thing
he
I
said it.
remember, the only thing I remember hearing you say was that the cop, the sheriff, really dug into the fact that it was like just silly.
Yeah, and
He
that's
just went
that's
full
true.
ham. Yeah.
They had some Austin Powers coffee together. It's character building.
I want a divorce.
Don't we all?
Yeah, so shit
Logan
your coffee.
Logan made a mention to us today about last week's episode.
Oh, okay.
Did he now?
Cool.
He did.
And?
Well, he sent a meme.
Oh.
Ooh.
And it is related
And?
to last podcast on the left, which is a note that he made
Okay, I
that
saw this.
Michael and Ben Kissel from last pod, both on the same episode, because they covered the rectory as well. You made the same joke that Ben Kissel made, which makes you a slobby human person. The rector damn near killed her. So it's the meme where it's the dude talking to must be either a romantic interest or a partner, and she's putting up her like, yo, don't fuck off hands, and it's her. All you talk about is last pot on the left, and it wrecked our relationship. And then me, softly, rector, darn near. So thanks for bringing that to our attention, Logan. I appreciate it. Usually we would quote Courtney, but she's here, so she can make her own quotes.
And she has. She had a better impact on this episode than, some would say Michael or I.
Yeah.
I really like the part where Winry went.
She's terrible. No, I do have to say, though, this is very funny and full circle for me because I only started listening to podcasts because of John's wife. So to
Nice.
be on a podcast with you guys is pretty cool.
You are welcome back anytime.
Most certainly.
I want to do a topic for you guys. 'cause I
That
think
would
that'd
be
fun.
awesome.
Color me completely
All
intrigued.
three of us could just
Mhm.
take our hands off the steering wheel and just let it
Like we
careen.
don't already.
Yeah.
As the number one researcher on this podcast, I will gladly let you take that.
I don't know how to react to that.
I'm sorry, but like Shane would win for number one researcher, in my opinion, even though Michael does all of the work.
Michael does all the editing. That is the...
I don't know how to react to that, so I'm just gonna do what I usually do and just
It's a living!
and I'm Michael.
Well, Michael, in another 12 years of trying, we'll finally figure out that you should just give up.
Nope. Why do you think I'm still in college after 10 years?
Well, you have got another 2 in the chamber.
It's kind of like how I'll keep playing the same boss on Dark Souls and convinced that something will eventually change. Also, I finished 11/22/63 this week.
Look at you.
I did that this morning when I should have been paying attention to my students during class.
What a good teacher you are.
Yes.
I'm on to the tower.
Well, congratulations to the both of you. I actually hit a what we will affectionately refer to as a John bump.
Where you got senioritis about finishing it again?
I hit the part where, and I don't want to spoil anything, Courtney, if you have any interest in reading this book or if you've encountered it.
I don't read. I was
Oh,
homeschooled.
congratulations. You survived. Superfan Steven will relate to you,
Steven.
and the two of you can commiserate together. I believe he was raised in the Philippines by missionary
Interesting.
parents who homeschooled him as well, so he also has a cultural divide, which is really fun. So every single time I will make a reference like, how have you not seen this movie? He's like, remember, raised under a rock. But I get to the point where they're introducing the meet cute, at the wedding where Miss Mimi is trying to hook them up. And the entire time I'm like, I don't want to watch this relationship.
That's
I
fair.
don't want to get my hopes up again because the Sadie tragedy, I think, is kind of like the major emotional crux of the story for me.
Very much so.
Up to that point,
really is.
It's a lot of just sort of like candy fun, stopping murders and, you know, going back and exploring the past.
Nice
So once we
timey-wimey
start
stuff.
hitting that emotional fulcrum in the story, it's really hard for me because I'm like, it's all downhill from here. Like, there's not the bright shining moments that you would expect out of the story, so it's kind of diminishing returns from that point forward. The story's still amazing.
Agreed.
I just realized I was having difficulties wanting to clear that hurdle.
I was afraid that I would start tearing up, and then I'd have to go like.
You're
cut
not a
to
crying man.
Students, no, I'm not. I'd have to cut to students, and they'd see my eyes all puffy and stuff from the last 5 seconds or last 10 minutes I was there earlier.
Like,
and
oh,
they'd be
he
like,
got
"What
into the
happened?"
Benadryl again.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the first time I read that book, if you had cut to me, I was giving like a Meryl Streep Academy Award winning performance. The snot had actually managed to manifest a separate body other than my own, as there was so much leaking out of my face that I basically just had two entities in the room.
It's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, because you're a crier during movies and stuff like
I'm
that,
a
right?
crier
That-
during most everything. I
yeah,
still
yeah.
breathe.
So I can imagine that
Yeah, the first-
destroying you.
The first
Yeah.
time that we made Whoopi, it was Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I cry through everything.
I
Well,
still can't wait for the day someone makes fan fiction of us because I would love to read
they
it.
did. I mean, Courtney kind of did by making the one step closer. We got the cross stitch.
hmm
It says
True.
Cumslingers at the top. I mean, that's
True.
the title card for the porn.
I mean, that's practically a casting call in and of itself.
Courtney, maybe you can, if you have any interest in that, though. Hulu,
Casting?
yeah, backroom casting.
I was gonna say
Hulu
fan fiction?
took 11/22/63 and they did a limited series on it. It's probably worth a watch. I mean, probably a better love story than
I
Twilight.
can watch things.
Oof. Well, now that you have
Bruh.
read the book and seen the limited series, do you understand why I have such a vociferous anger towards the adaptation?
I haven't watched the Hulu one yet. I'm about to start.
Neither have I.
I wanted to finish the book entirely first.
Okay, well, do yourself a favor and just
don't?
avoid it.
Really? Is it
because
that bad?
If you like the book a lot, the hallmarks for quality and the emotional sort of like pins in the story do not exist. They try to make it funny.
So it's kind of like what AMC did to Nosferatu.
Yes. Very similar.
Because I
It's just-
adore
yeah.
Nosferatu, and because of you, I've read it, 3 times now, and I'll be about to start a 4th because I'll read it around the holiday season,
Mhm.
like Christmas holiday season, because in my head it's a Christmas book. And AMC just took a big shit on every character that exists in that book. Like, people are meeting
Well,
each
they
other.
do have a love scene in the library.
Oh, you're talking about Joe Hill, right?
Bless you.
Welcome to the conversation,
I
Michael.
honestly thought you were talking about Nosferatu. I thought you were talking about like Dracula, like Bram
you hourly?
Stoker. And I was very confused. I was like,
And
I
I'm
don't
Michael.
recall.
It's Lovecraft.
Yes.
Courtney, do you know what topic you want to do?
Off the top of your head.
No, but I feel like I could get something together that would be fairly entertaining. I have a broad knowledge base of bullshit.
Nice.
Well,
So.
just keep in mind that, like, for it to be entertaining, it just has to be more interesting than
Science.
a lot of the. Yes. So it's a very low bar. Very.
It is a very low bar.
infinitesimally
Yeah,
low
if your
bar.
topic could be how to be entertaining and engaging on a podcast, none of us would get any of the lies.
Not
Here
one.
is-
I'm just going to read you my self-help book that I wrote that was inspired by this podcast.
How to cope with 3 narcissists.
Self-love and you.
In
First,
John's bathroom.
get on a toilet. Second,
There we go.
kick your dogs out of the room. Or keep them in if you want to make it noisy and sloppy.
Completely unrelated to what you're talking about. Do you guys also like to keep peanut butter on top of the toilet?
I keep peanut butter in the toilet.
Yeah.
No, you keep a toaster on top of the toilet so you can pop a tart while you pop a tart.
It's actually
just a-
Michael's new rap name.
It's just efficiency, really.
Yeah. Who needs to wait for things to toast while you're popping a tart?
I keep the toaster next to the bathtub as my statement of intent.
Also, for any happy little accidents that might happen. You know,
Speaking
like
of which-
maybe a sporadic...
Ooh, Bob Ross.
Rip.
Are no happy
Oh,
accidents.
good night, sweet prince.
I lost my train of thought,
Glad
but
all of
here
your
we
tropes
go.
have managed to make it into the episode, Michael.
What is coming up next week?
I try.
Say what year it is.
What year is it?
Thank you. All right.
Wait, it's 1958? Oh, perfect.
So
then.
next week is going to be Michael unveiling the first of his newly revised presentations.
So, am I correct? The context clues that you're just putting L. Ron Hubbard to bed?
I'm not going to put him down. He's just going on
He did that to
vacation. He's
himself.
going out
He's going to a farm? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
No,
going
I'm
to talk
gonna-
about some Somali pirates next week, right?
No. So I'm gonna take more time and write it out a little bit better because I didn't like how that episode turned out. Personally, I feel like it wasn't super interesting, in my opinion.
You were in a closet,
I know
Michael.
no one.
Give yourself a
It's
little
nice of you to
grace.
let him out.
I want to spend more time crafting a better episode.
I want to spend
For
more
that.
time in the closet.
When I exit the closet, I want to make sure it's bombastic and everyone knows and understands it. But anyway,
His
I
words.
want
We
to
do,
cover.
Michael. We do.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I want to cover the urban legend of Slender Man.
Oh yeah, the Somali pirates.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what Shane said.
Exactly. And talk about where it came from, where it went, where it's going,
Riveting.
just like my career. Yes. I also want to cover the real life cases that occurred because of the urban legend known as Slender Man.
Okay.
So when you do Slenderman, did you pick it because it was easy to say? Because the Wendigo, yeah, that's pronounced Wendigo actually, and it hurt me.
Boom.
Trust me, it will not come out correctly when I try and give the episode.
Have you guys
I will
ever-
probably say Sleeder Man
Yeah, have you
or
ever heard of-
Slender Man.
have you ever heard
Shouldn't
of
say
Slendre
Taken
Man?
episode?
No. So no, I've actually always been fascinated with Slender Man and kind of the mythos that kind of developed from it. But no, I didn't choose it because it was easy to pronounce. Because I'll probably write it not easy to pronounce. Because that's just how I roll.
That's exactly how you roll.
Like a square wheel.
Well, don't hurt
Anyway.
his ego.
Uh,
I mean, ego. I'll pronounce that.
Ooh, we should invite Courtney to do other fun things when they arise,
Listen,
like
stop
Hogwarts.
propositioning people on our podcast. It was hard enough to get through the Dewan bit without you saying, like, let me slobber all over that knob. Let me rub that nub. Now you're propositioning Courtney on top of everything else. And
I'm
I
a
just
terrible
can't
person. What can I
sit
say?
still for this anymore.
Can we take a moment to address how giddy John was that whole fucking episode with Dewan?
I was I've been trying
God
to.
damn, John.
That's
If you
why
want
I've
a
tried to be
little-
reserved.
you should have seen the video. He was tenting like a whole
So
8-person tent.
let's have some real talk here because, yeah, there was about a 9-paragraph message that was sent to John on Facebook the next day where I was like, hey, listen. You need to calm the fuck down, and if we're gonna do this again, we can't just vomit on each other's laps for an hour and call it an episode. Like, we gotta try to have some sort of sense of decorum here. And
Which, tell me I've done good.
you
tell
have,
me
you
I've
did
done
great.
better.
Yes.
You kept it in check this entire time,
was
right up
excited to
until you
start.
asked Courtney if she wanted to be like a pig on a spit for you.
It's
I
like
was
a
asking-
1-person tent right now, not an 8-person tent.
You
So-
would appreciate this if you would have just let me do the bit. I was going to say we should have extra characters on Hogwarts School of Prayers and Miracles coming up eventually at some point.
We won't. Sam wants to take them all.
Sam, I don't think even remembered the last one.
Because she
My
was so
point.
outraged by it. But, I mean, I guess
Yes,
that's a fair point.
she was so outraged that she, one
Yes.
could say, blacked it out. I am excited to watch that one
I
again.
was a theater kid, so if you need help.
Oh, that will drastically improve the quality of these readings. So,
need so
I'm
much help.
already sold.
Well, how about this? If it lines up with when you present your topic, we'll have you on. But if not, then no pressure, so that Shane will stop beating me into a corner
No,
here.
please. If you want to take part, the next female character, just so that we can, or be a male character. I'm not going to limit you.
so
You can do
progressive.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Since we've had
Shane
Michael
has told
doing the
me
gender bender for 2 years now.
Yeah, Ebony's voice really wasn't that much of a stretch for Michael. I thought that was really interesting.
Because I didn't put much effort into it.
It's actually his normal Friday night routine.
Oh boy.
I've
Here we
seen him at the
go.
bar. I believe that.
Since he's standing at the top of the stairs going, "Mother, no!" We all go a little mad sometimes. We do. I love to watch
Well, I'm
birds.
not Jay.
Birds actually eat an awful lot, in case you haven't seen.
Well, I haven't, because they're not real.
I'm a philanthropist, philatelist, billionaire.
Yeah,
I don't think you
kids,
can say that
grandparents.
anymore.
You were saying about the next character?
Huh?
Yes, the next female character we have.
Oh, there's Luna.
Which,
there's-
as I said,
Yeah.
Sam
we're
wants-
just not telling Sam about Luna. We're just going to let it go. And
Or you can be.
congratulations,
Oh,
Courtney
I
is now
forgot.
cast.
John took Draco. Or you can be the most important character that we haven't cast yet, Dean Thompson. Dean Thomas Thompson. Thompson.
I quit.
Thomas, the same person, same name. I'm done with myself.
Wait, hold on. One more trope for Michael. End me.
I was gonna say that toaster in the bathtub looks pretty good right now.
Toaster in the bathtub!
Toaster in the bathtub.
All right, and clip it.
There you go.
Well,
I don't want to do that every episode because I feel like it would just be beating a dead horse, which I do, but I don't want to do it too often.
can we beat a dead turkey instead?
Yeah. Courtney, before
Gobble,
we
gobble.
most likely get out of here, is there anything that you want to say to any of us, mainly Michael, maybe something clip-worthy? I don't know. Do you have any hot takes?
She's
Oh,
already
man.
torn me apart earlier. Like,
Yeah, do you maybe want Michael's Venmo so he can afford therapy?
I mean, she did dig all the way down to the white meat, so
That's very
we're
true.
fine.
I'm excited for the Disinformed After Dark people to see the pictures behind you. They've been entertaining me this entire episode.
very royal. Yes.
Yeah, no, I guess the only thing I would leave you with is Michael, grow a pair. John, maybe cut yours off. And Shane, consider going asymmetrical.
That's not possible.
That's like 3 more steps than I can remember, so I'll probably just forget all 3 of
I
them.
gots to get that nudicle installed.
If I'm asymmetrical, I'll start walking in circles.
No, Michael, you have to grow a pair. That was your direction.
He doesn't
That was
listen,
just for you.
if you didn't know.
Huh?
Hello?
What year is it?
Thank you.
Where am I? Is Nixon still president?
Ladies and germaphobes, thank you so much for enduring this, and a big round of applause to Courtney for being so game to join in, and we appreciate you being here.
Yes, thanks, Courtney.
That's the sound
Thanks,
of John
guys.
really enjoying you being here as a guest.
Hands up. That was Michael making the faps.
He's not on the toilet. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not taking a shit. I don't even get it. I don't even get it up
Or
anymore.
are
I'm taking
you?
a
I
shit.
just listened to that episode. Don't lie.
I am
I
taking
think
a
John,
shit.
what's that behind you?
I hope that shit
fucking
peaked.
hate you guys so much. You still, I've stopped trying to even bring it up because it legitimately now is one of my fears at night.
Well,
because
since-
I am home I'm in this
Uh-huh.
office past midnight most nights.
Well, you
And,
remember how I was trying to do the hashtag humble brag and say that I didn't have an unnatural fear of anything back in the day?
yeah, I do.
I go for my walks probably around 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, just to avoid the general public as much as humanly possible.
Fair.
And the other night, as I was going through, there was an indigent individual who had left their grocery cart just hanging out in one of the darker corners of the campus where I go walk. And the individual was standing kind of kitty corner to a darkened area and had the arms splayed out. And I immediately flashed to the intro, like Freddy Krueger sequence from A Nightmare on
Yeah.
Elm Street, where his arms stretched to the ends of the alleys, and I nearly shit myself. Because I was like, this is how it happens. This is how I die. And then the person, of course, propositioned me for some money, and I, just gave a little shutter shot with my elbow, and he's
Is
not
it
breathing
hello?
anymore. But yeah, it was a good night. I
Sounds like
stand
it.
corrected.
You ate well.
You can catch me with the occasional horror trope.
Well, thank you for admitting it.
You're welcome.
Occasional spoop.
Wes Craven can still get me in the good.
Speaking of the good, Courtney, when we're done tonight, make sure you tell that hot piece of ass that you call Jonah and I call my husband that I said hi.
Oh, he just got home. He'll be so thrilled to hear that.
Fantastic.
Oh, before we go, I should apologize to Michael by allowing him to speak about the thing he was going to complain about in the group chat yesterday when he didn't ever message me back about setting this up. What happened at work the other day, Michael?
Oh, I guess
Oh,
yeah, I can
wow,
talk
well
about that
done.
very quickly. So I'm sitting at the the pizza job, the job that I make pizzas, sling them, if you will.
The job of pizza,
and-
the pizza that is your job.
Yes.
Pizza
The job
Kim?
where I sell pizzas because that is my pizza. That is my job as a pizza. Anyway, I only did that to piss Shane off. Anyway, so I'm sitting there
Me
pulling
too.
Thank you. Great minds think alike. I'm sorry, that wasn't an insult.
I will end this
Anyway.
meeting right now.
So I'm pulling pizzas and everything because I'm cutting them. I'm
Is
setting
that what
them
they
up to
call
go.
it these days?
Yes,
Dirty bitch.
That's what the youths call them Zoomers. So anyway, I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden, at the front of the store, all I hear is, and I turn. This guy's literally coughing at the plastic, wall that we put between us and them, and I say them as the customers very derogatorily because fuck them.
Problematic.
So apparently,
We all get one.
this guy came in, had the chin diaper going, and because cases are going higher in Arizona, the manager that I usually work with on Mondays is like, okay, I'm going to start, really enforcing it because we haven't really been doing that much. Exactly. It's more of just a futile effort. But
It's
anyway,
weird,
he's
'cause
trying to.
You've been getting tested every week.
Yes. Anyway.
Like my patience, it's tested all the time.
Anyway, so the guy comes in chin diaper, and apparently this guy's already had an issue before with this manager where, the other day he came in, he's like, I'd beat the shit out of you if my kid wasn't here, and he had, a 5-year-old or something like that.
But he eats pizza
Very-
every day.
Yeah, apparently so.
World
And he's
class
also hit on one
Arizona.
of the other, yeah, exactly. He's hit on one of the other shift leaders to the point where she was super uncomfortable about it. So anyway, he comes in. I don't even think he ordered a pizza, but he walks in, and the manager's like, can you put your mask on, please? Because he had it on. He didn't not have a mask. He just had it as a chin diaper.
You
And
said
so
that.
then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so then he just started losing it. He started coughing at it. He's like, I don't do what I fucking want. He was like, he started screaming. He spat on the plastic
Like Hawk the
casing.
Loogie?
Yes. And then he took the hand sanitizer pump that we had next to it. Then he sprayed it on there as well. And he started beating it. No, not beating it. Sorry, beating the plastic, the plastic wall that separates us from them. Just trying to get the guy out. And the manager riled up. The manager's like, please leave my store. Leave my store.
Did you give him his fucking pizza?
No, he didn't order anything.
Oh.
He literally walked in and started creating a fuss. And he's just like, I'll beat the shit out of you. Take it outside. Take it outside. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And he took out his phone because he was trying to rile up the manager to try and get him to fight him. And the manager's like, as long as you don't step on this side of the counter, I don't care. He's like this ex-military kind of dude where I wouldn't want to see him fight because I wouldn't want to give a statement. This place is weird. I'll just say that. But anyway, so this happened for a good 5 minutes where this guy was just screaming at the top of his lungs. He had another guy that was right at the door who was kind of backing him up every so often. So this chick walks in and she doesn't have a mask. And the manager during this, while the whole thing is happening, he's like, oh, can you put on your mask? And she's like, oh, yeah, sorry. Puts it on, no problem at all. So complete polar opposites of people that don't wear masks. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me just put that on. I'm going to kill you. You come outside. I'll fight you. And then while she's coming in, the guy that's kind of the backup starts hitting on her. And she just looks like she just wants to pick up a pizza. And this is all happening in the span of 5 minutes. And I'm just standing there pulling pizzas out of the oven being like, what the fuck is going on? Because I didn't know what started it. All I heard was the and I just see this guy leaning up against this plastic barricade and just coughing like he's like has TB or something like that. So that's what kind of like, you know, I had to deal with at work on Monday, and that's why I was like, I can't do any sound checks. I'm sorry, that was very mentally taxing for me.
Okay, I'll give you a pass.
Yeah.
That would tap me out too.
Yes. I'm just like, that's the worst I've ever had to deal with the customer. Like, you know, there are a couple of people that are like, I don't wear masks.
Like during this shit, yeah.
Yeah. But like, that guy, like, he got so butthurt over a simple request, not even to have a mask, but just to pull it over his mouth.
Let's spin this.
Order a pizza.
Anyway. Let's spin this because sorry, Shane.
No, go ahead.
I've been very, very outspoken, and all of us have, actually, about, you know, being safe and responsible and, you know, not being a complete fucking asshole. But instead of taking that usual route, thank you to the people who actually do it and actually wear the mask for your entire shift, wear it when you're out and about. Thank you for being considerate. I've wanted to say that because I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of being you know, the policing person on this thing where it's like, well, fuck it. Like, you know, choose your own adventure. I can't control what you do, but if you are being a human, thank you. It's very, very much appreciated when we're out and about.
Everyone values their autonomy, and we understand that you don't like to feel put upon, and there is a lot of shifting in everyone's equilibrium these days. We're all kind of 10 degrees outside of our comfort zone, and we've been operating in that way for quite some time. So I get it. As we say from Django, we understand tensions are high, but just try to comport yourself with a little civility, show a little dignity, and just understand everybody else is struggling too. There's no one who is actually trying to single you out to make you have a bad day. We're just trying not to perpetuate death to the rest of the world.
Right.
I know it's a very American sentiment, and we've all championed it for generations, but...
Happy Thanksgiving.
And when in a pinch, ask yourself, WWJD, what would Jonah do? You know, Jonah is the best person I've ever met, and I married the wrong person.
You can have him. I'll trade you.
Clip that.
Can do.
And
Done.
If the, you know, civility and being decent doesn't work out for you, you can always just go the route of gobble gobble, motherfucker, and see where that takes you.
You're gonna get stuffed. I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce, meanie.
Hey, by the way, we also are on YouTube on Fridays and Wednesdays. We've got Disinformed After Dark, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Also, we have our wonderful new fanfic that we're posting every Wednesday, and that is the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. If we haven't browbeaten you over the head enough to get you to watch it by now, you ain't never gonna watch it. But I guarantee it's more fun than the turkey trots. So, give me the gravy, and let's get this thing over with. To wrap this up like a wonderful turkey sandwich, I believe that is going to bring this glorious episode of the Disinformed podcast to a close. Anything else we would care to impart for the, you know, lovely listeners out there?
Always spay and neuter your pets.
And your Michaels.
Fucking Barker.
And your Michaels, yeah. Actually, yeah. What Courtney said. Always remember to spay and neuter your Michael.
You can't take away a sexual identity from that which does not have it.
True, I guess. Yeah, that's
he's living.
You lazy Susan of sexuality, just sliding in a circle. All right, I believe that is going to wrap up this marvelous episode. Thank you all for being here. As per usual, we have social networking pages, and you don't give a flying fuck. But
the fact that she nodded in agreement.
It's true.
if you aren't ready to go down the route of total attrition the way I have, because I just stopped posting, you can find us on Facebook.com/Disinformed Podcast for the elderly amongst us who still have a Facebook page.
Or Messenger, God forbid.
On Instagram.com, we are at Disinformed Podcast. And on the Twitters, if you want to tweet us, it's at disinformedpod. And thank you, Courtney, for doing so, for being the one.
Guys.
All right, for the Disinformed podcast, I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Courtney.
So long and good night.
Take it away, Courtney.
No.
So long and good night. You have to shoot your shot.